Papa Shangos from the WWF is gonna have a dinner party, smoking loads of bowls, eating the doner kebabs. Gonna have himself a steak night. Steak night. We got Roisin Mac and Lehard Feline, Cardinal Flanagan, what's the crack as well? Friday night and I'm dressed to kill, down at Dino's Bar and Grill. The drinks will flow and the blood will spill. The boys wanna fight, you better let 'em. Michael's down the Liffey area. Oh, fucking watching the live stream. Maloney's back on the stream tonight. It's been about 3 weeks since we kept in time. Myself and Rodney talking about geopolitics. I said some spicy stuff, had to take it down for the next day. I woke up in the morning saying, what the fuck? What was I saying last night on the stream? No one gives a fuck. I say no one gives a fuck. Who really gives a fuck what I say? It's not like I'm Matt Letizia. Drinking pills, smoking bowls. How can you drink pills? What the fuck am I talking about? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look out, Beast. Osbo 2. Out on the tracks, man. Oh, locking job down the Liffey. Oh, yeah. Is it? Ronan was lured into a pub in Gambleston where he was gunned down by 4 assailants from Drogheda. Drogheda. How are we getting on, lads? Jeez, you're looking well, Fabe. Fair play to you. Thanks, JB. Fucking man's been doing a lot of work, and took the last couple of days nice and handy. Oh, clock Need for Speed with the sun. Got a fucking Koenigsegg Regina, whatever they're called. Not a bad old game. Got it for free for a PlayStation. Oh. Not an awful lot going on, really. Just been working, and summer's been fairly shit. Considering all of the hype about the world coming to an end with Just Stop Oil. And so many different people just seem to be promoted. Usually you see them on Twitter, and those Just Stop Oil people, man, they're a really weird bunch of wankers. You know what I mean? It's like they think there's some sort of like Gandhi incarnates. Do you know what I mean? Or like they think they're. You can see that they know they're doing wrong when they're interrupting these people on their daily commute. And they just stand there with this. It's almost like they behave like zombies. Like they're really weird. It's definitely has connotations of cult-like behavior. And they'll get a dick up the ass if I ever get old. I will bomb them. I'm gonna bomb Just Stop Oil with my big ginger flute. Gonna shove it right up their asses. Man or woman, doesn't matter. Just stop oil, just stop breathing instead. You fucking clowns. You weird fucking middle class pricks with nothing to do. Just like those dickheads with their little Shiba Inu Nafo fucking avatars. I put my dick up your ass too, till my bells stunk a poo. Go fuck yourselves, and your mother too, till your bells stinks a poo. 1, 2, uni flu gives me cool dreams. Can't be buying too much of that now, you see. Some chemists will turn it into speed or meth. Banging tunes, man. That's right, JB. Yeah, it's fucking noodling. It's all I'm good for these days. Sean, how are you getting on, man? The Ballad of the Average Man. Oh. Couple of years ago, I had it very handy. But then I moved to Sweden and I got into a fight with some bouncers. Had a divorce and the pandemic. Started talking lots of spicy things in public. How will I ever get back to the days of handy numbers? Spend my days on Twitter arguing with absolute cunts. So many cunts, fucking cunts. Dwayne Durkin in the house, I'm gonna read it out. Is it a coincidence that when a genius like Dan Wilson was working with Adele and the Dixie Chicks, their careers saw a resurrection when he disappeared? So did their songwriting ability. It is the ode to Dan Wilson. I think they named a volleyball after him. Then that same volleyball was washed up on the beach with Tom Machine hands. Cannot play any official music because YouTube will censor me. So I'm gonna play this generic chord sequence of C add 9, D and G major 7. Hope you enjoyed that. Sean says, can't speak for Adele, but I'd say that she might be so the Dixie Chicks, not now known as the Chicks. Oh, so they took Dixie out because of the night they drove old Dixie down, and the bells were ringing the night they drove old Dixie down, and the people were singing, they went na 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 na. Yeah, I can't play too much of that or else I'll get more emails going. BMG, Sony Music. The wankers, man. Tom, Nick LP said Tom Hanks, is he a wrong'un? I think everyone at that level of the entertainment world by default is a wrong'un. Do you know what I mean? Dixie is a verboten word these days. Dixie, 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 Dixie. What does it even mean anyway? What does it even mean? I can't bring myself to call them the chicks. I'm not woke. Glad Dwayne Durkin was one thing you've never been, mate, is woke. Don't ever change. I think all this woke bullshit's going out of fashion. It was all a load of fucking shit. It was a psyop designed to stop your mind from working. Thank you for the super chat, Sean. Very kind of you. All this woke bullshit, all it did was make people confused. If you control speech, you control thought, and you have people in the palm of your hand, yeah. Go fuck yourselves, you wankers in academia. Venture capitalists in journalism, and thick pricks who can't make up their own opinions, yeah. Fuck you all, fuck you all. Someone's gonna give you a punishment bombing. You know what I mean? Do you want to call me, dear Stephen Leonard? Hey, Stephen Leonard, what do you think of this? Cool. Rob Schneider is the last man standing in Hollywood. Rob Schneider is a carrot. He's 24 karat gold. Is Rob Schneider lately? It's funny, like people like, you know, Adam Sandler's right hand man. Rob Schneider is actually starting to talk more sense. I wanted to try and get him on the podcast there a couple of years ago, and I just got fobbed off by some gatekeeper in the middle. But I said, if I thought myself and Robbie O'Schneider were to get together, we'd have a good old chat, man. We get a good old chat going. First beverage of the night. That's a hard seltzer left by my good friend, the Lord Mulholland, who was over here last week. But start the ball rolling with some suggestions in the chat, because I like, it's just fucking, I came on, I was thinking, shit, does anyone even fucking watch the stream anymore? What's the point of me doing it? You know what I mean? That was the kind of attitude I had. But then, you know, you're a good fucking crew of people, man. And old Tripper on fucking Twitter, he was lying in the hospital bed, and he was like, come on, man, do the stream. And I was like, if you're in a hospital bed, man, I'll fucking do it for you, boy. Because I'm sound like that, hey. Tomash O'Keefe, punishment bombing or bumming, was it? Either way, I'm happy to dish it out. Bums and bombs and tanks and guns came to fucking wipe the earth clean of these filth. Shit, that was a bit erratic. An awful lot of wankers out there online, man. So many of them. I'm beginning to think it's like a bot farm full of these. Like AI must be just pumping these wankers out. Psyop. Cheers, Reaver, lad. A lot of pricks on the web these days. Shawnee asked, would you choose a bombing or a bombing? Or do both? Lick out bees, can you talk about TG4's next documentary in the works? Stateside, Mayo's answer to the Undertaker. Oh, hold your mind. Morton. What's the story with the new series, Morton? Morton. I need more fam. My fam levels are diminishing. My fam needs to be more famous. I need more fam. Just help me out with the fam. I need more fam, Morton. I'm driving the old lady around now in a convertible. I want to go to Hollywood. Go to the Hollywood sign. Just drink a cup of coffee and throw half of it away and just walk away from the Hollywood sign, Morton. Nice one, Martin. You summed it up beautifully. Why are alternative opinions so scary? Do we have to all agree so we can be easily controlled? Boring generic shit. You sung my lyrics, fab. The internet is full of fucking dicks. So many soft-handed wankers. They deserve a punishment up there, white bread. Fuck it, screw that one up. White bread asses. 44 pets, the blessing and the curse. Hollywood is on strike. Did anyone notice? Well, I certainly didn't, but maybe now would be a good time to audition. While all the fucking Hollywood actors are going, I'll be like, yeah, give us some work. And then I'll be like, fuck your work. I hate the industry. Please. I'd be made up if there was a parallel industry that wanted spicy boys like myself, and they'd be like, you've been cancelled, now we want you to join the crew. You don't polish the turd of Hollywood. Say what you mean what you say. Let your yeses mean yes and your no means no. Don't be blowing smoke up my ass. I just restrung this beauty last night. I'm going gigging tomorrow on Sunday night, man. Going playing music. Music, sweet music. Oh, I wish I could caress. Manic depression's a frustrating mess. Can't stop addicted to the punishment. Everyone's gonna get a taste, yeah, up your butt. So much talk about punishment. You're us, yeah. Ukraine flag in your bio. Dr. Fauci, he's a dick, yeah. Every fucking psyop. You probably think the aliens are coming. I've seen a UFO once. I know it sounds pretty crazy, but if the government told me, I'd say, suck my gravy. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna put this guitar away because I'm just fucking noodling. I'm kind of like half playing the guitar, half like chatting. Good evening, officially. Nice to see you all. Kevin Spacey just has good lawyers. Kevin Spacey. I mean, guys, come on. He was a real creep, was Kevin Spacey. Still is. He's creeping around the U tree with Rolf Harris and Jimmy. Max, Clifford, and Prince Andrew. You're all a bunch of creeps. Harvey Weinstein, he was top dog in Hollywood. Then he turned up to the courthouse on a semi-frame. What the fuck happened to him? I heard he had to get it up by injecting something into his sack. I heard someone who was at the trial. That's apparently true. That's apparently word on the street says that that fella, he had a limited window of space before he could inject himself with something to make his flute work. Strange, man. Like, how did that happen? Do you know what I mean? Can imagine a life of plenty. You know what I've realized in life, yeah, too much of a good thing becomes a thing. And I think a lot of these people who, have it very handy, it ends up, the vices that they live end up consuming them. And in many ways, it's better to be, like anytime I ever went to any of these award fucking ceremonies, or like you found yourself in a VIP section full of big shots. There's all people talking shite about themselves, and you couldn't even get a word in edgeways. Whereas, like, if you go to the regular places where regular people hang out, it's way more crack. You can be yourself, and all that glitters isn't gold, as it's Dwayne Durkin. Kevin Spacey had an incredible honor of sharing a screen with the fabulous Thora Birch. Who's Thora Birch? I hear the old cats outside. They're great lads for the old midnight clawing at the windows. Thora Birch, born 1982, Los Angeles, California, is an American actress. She was one of the leading child actresses under the 90s. Or this, I'm translating this from Swedish. Birch has worked in films such as Hocus Pocus, Now and Forever, Alaska. Huh. Is that the one from? Is that the one from American Beauty? No, no, it's not the one. No, she's. What's your fucking hang up with her, Dwayne? What's the deal with her? What am I missing? American Beauty and Ghost World. Yeah, fair enough. With what's her name? Fucking Scarlett Johansson. I doubt Spacey's acting acumen. That said, I'm thinking he's a scrotum fondler of the weird variety. He sure is. I've got a load of the Hardy book to do. I just haven't had the discipline to sit down and do it because I know how much time it's going to take. He was class in Glen Ross, says Sean. Oh, you fucking fairy, you child, you company man. You just cost me $6,000. What are you going to do about it, asshole? Yeah, Pacino was brilliant. Ricky Roma. Hey, it's the machine. Glen Ross. Who? Spacey wasn't in that, was he? He wasn't in Glen Ross, was he? Spacey, Glenn. Oh, he was, yeah. He was. Who was he again? Oh, sorry, Glen Ross. I'm so fucking tired. Not Glen. I was thinking about Miller's Crossing. I don't know why the fuck I got that in my mind. Graham Russell. Hello, sir. How are you, mate? You all right? Great to have you. It's a bit of a low energy one here. I feel quite tired. You know, it's midnight. Sometimes it's hard to get the streams off the ground at these hours of the night. If I was to do one at like fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd be full of bells. I'd be shouting and raving. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes, you got people sleeping and whatnot, and it's just middle of the night. You know what I mean? If I was to be shouting stuff, neighbours and that'd be like, something fucking going on in there, lads. You know what I mean? Something fucking mental's going on in there. But it's just me talking to you on a laptop, like, do you know what I mean? Passionate and all that. The guy in the off license told me that Viper was bumming Ladybird. What the hell does that mean? It means there was a bumishment afoot. Dwayne Durkin says, why is there a scrotum fondler of the regimental variety as opposed to the weird variety? It's a good fucking question. It's a shame you didn't get a chance to act with Gabriel Jean on Vikings. Yeah, Gabriel Byrne. Yeah, I forgot he was in Vikings. It was a nice touch when I was in it. But I remember I was like, yes, I got the part. And I looked through the script, and I was like, oh, fuck's sake. But at least I went out with a bang. Lad. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the stuff that I've consumed mentally over the past few days. Just fucking scrolling on Twitter, man, or now X, and a lot of it's annoying, these fucking algorithms that people you loathe and people you don't even follow keep coming up in the timeline, which is annoying. Why is Dara Maloney such a West Brit? Who the hell's Dara Maloney was at home? No better stride of pride to go through the Hollywood wing. It was cash in the claw. Ooh, no better cash than the claw wedge. I like that, Liam, lad, fucking LG, lad, fucking have it. Jack lad's in the mix as well. Yeah, sorry about this. It's just like fucking, I don't really know what to talk about. I mean, I was kind of like, I was very nearly going to go for a kip. It's got to be up relatively early in the morning, and I was like, do a fucking, but I'll have to go on and do a bit of chatting. I've been working hard lately, man. Working hard. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be doing 2 gigs in Galway next month. We're going to be in Galway and Dublin. So 18th and Roisin Dove. If you're around for that, come along. We'll have good crack. When we did this gig in Lost Lane in Dublin, still haven't been paid for that though. Still haven't been paid for that. You might hurry up a bit with the payment there, Rio. Good lad. Also, my fucking car. I went to pay for shopping the other day, and my bank card wasn't working. And then I was like, "Oh, have I forgotten the PIN number?" Then I was spending like fucking ages trying to retrace the muscle memory of my PIN code, only to realize that the fucking thing wasn't. It ran out, and they haven't sent out a new one. So that was a bit of a pain in the hole. But these are all first world problems. What's the state of your prepping for the Boston tour? Don't know, man. Fucking just go and do it and have a laugh. Like the one we did in Dublin was fucking great crack. Some 2 lads afterwards came up and they were like, "Man, that was raw. You don't see shows like that in Dublin." I'm like, "Bet you don't," because Dublin is now like every aspect of entertainment in Ireland is full of fucking ESG bellends. And you know, I for years tried to play the game, try to keep in with them, and I realized I was never going to be accepted by them, nor did I want to be part of the establishment. And especially when you just look at the whole industry, it's fellow wankers. But saying that though, when you land a nice sweet touch, it's a good one for the old. It's a good booster for the self-esteem when you know, there's a bit of a buzz going on, but what can you do? Jason Cates says, just renewed my Netflix and I'm devastated they removed Hardy Books. I submitted the request for them to bring it back. You're the best, mate. Cheers. Cheers, Jason. Hopefully they will. You know, it was a nice touch. What does ESG mean? I fucking hope you land home. I haven't seen it in a long time, man. ESG, it was one of these BlackRock. What is it? What does it stand for again? Fucking man, you want to see it here? All these big companies here in Sweden as well. What does, like, it says vad innebär ESG? ESG utgår ifrån 3 huvudkriterierna: miljö, environmental, samhälle, social, och styrning, governance. Yeah, so environmental, social, and governance. Basically, whatever arbitrary rules Larry Fink and BlackRock come up with to help basically squeeze, you know, competition and just basically condition employees of these companies to toe the line. So basically, you know, don't fucking express yourself freely if you see something that you think is shady. Lil Oof, you were hardly in Vikings. I fucking was, man. Google it. Google it. It's 3 a.m. here. You stream too late nowadays. I'm getting old. I'm getting old myself. Where are you anyway? 3 a.m. You must be somewhere in Asia, man, are you? Or at least the Middle East. Any gigs in old Amsterdam City nights, lad? So asked Joel. Yeah, if you know of a venue and you get people to come along, I'll be there. Hey, look, big fucking round of applause here from me, man, Kevin Eanmore, and I like Kev. Good fucking lad. Glad fair fucks to you, Michaeline. It's still going strong. 4:30 p.m. over there in LA. Good on you, Missy. Oh, I bet it's fucking nice and warm over there. Hey, 420. Oh, better again. Hey, and it's you can fucking do it over there, no problem. Uh, La Reunion. It's in the middle of the Indian Ocean. Come here and knock out a show. Could well do, lad. Could well do. Nah, man, can he do that, man? But I might know of a spot up Lowersug way. Well, I'll fucking do that, hey. I'd love to buy you a pint when you're in Dublin, Mon. Come to the Knoll in Seamus Ennis Autistic Culture Centre, whatever it is, or Art Centre, 19th of August. You can come along, Graham Russell, and we will enjoy pints and merrymaking will commence. Same goes for any of you if you're in the area. Kevin and Moore, and what date's in America? I'm heading over October for 4 weeks. Yeah, we'll be over for that, lad. Get on to myself or Stevie Kelly. We'll be in New York and Boston. Be nice to try and get out to Chicago. Might see if Sean knows any crack. Maybe even down to Philadelphia. How much is a pint in Dublin now? Asked Landor. I think it's not too bad. Well, saying that the euro in comparison to the Swedish kroner is it's quite a big difference. I'd say a pint in Dublin, depending on what you're drinking, a pint of Guinness will probably cost you in around probably about 650 euros. Don't quote me on that. Bring all the books along, it'd be good crack. That's fuck trying to get everyone together is like herding cats. And it's very it's difficult. It's fucking difficult. Myself, Pete, and Stevie Kelly will be over there in the States, man. We'll have good fucking crack. Go down a couple of rare pubs, fucking sup drink. Oh, we'll sup some fucking drink. 610 says Graham Russell for a pint. Not too bad. If you got like I was charged in one of the Irish bars here in town 115 crowns for a bottle of Magners, right? So let me tell you how much that is in euro. 9.85 for a pint bottle of Magners. I said to him, I didn't want to fucking buy the place. I just wanted the pint. Cats are very easy herded with a bit of nip, boy. Ho ho. I like the way you're thinking, Joel, dude. Sup it, you dirt. You dirty booger. Sup it up, you dirty booger. Oh. And Kevin's heading over 22nd of October. Ah, fuck. We might just miss you, lad. Unless we get an offer we can't refuse and we stay a bit longer. I don't know. I really do not know. Okay, the reason I called Dara Maloney a West Brit is because he never calls Ireland Ireland. He keeps saying the Republic of. It's fucking pathetic. There's only one Ireland. And one Ireland. And that fucking Dwayne by. And the other question is, who the fuck is Dara Maloney when he's at home? I don't know who he is. Don't want to buy the car. I like Graham Russell. I don't really have an awful lot to say, though, to be quite honest with you. It feels a little bit of a fucking quiet one tonight. There's not an awful lot going on. I tell you who's fucking brilliant, man, and I can't recommend him enough, is Gerald Celente. It was one of the viewers here on my channel who was telling me about Gerald Celente. He's one of the funniest. See if I can get a bit of Gerald Celente up, because he's just, you think to yourself, there are news channels there, and you'd never hear someone speaking with the passion this man does, and he's hilarious. It really is. See if I can. Let me see. Let me see if I can. This guy's fucking brilliant, man. If I'm over there, I wanna reach out and see if we can meet this lad. Hold on. Yeah, watch this lad. He's fucking brilliant. Hold on.
United States, Israel, and versus Iran. You're going to see oil prices go through the $130 plus, and it'll crash economies and equities. So, what else? Bank of England raised their key interest rates by a quarter point, 15.2.
I want to get to the bits where he
paid
shouts.
more as they're earning a lot less, which the Trends Journal and by the way, August is a down time. What we've been saying.
Right, so he reads out the news, right?
Point.
But then he goes on a rant.
We're sending weapons to Taiwan. We're sending weapons to Ukraine. We're stupid fucking shitheads. Hey, look at the cover of your current Trends Journal. All right. The American way.
I haven't. I heard a little bit about what happened to Gonzo earlier from watching Do a Change.
Or we should say
check that out.
They're out of their fucking minds. I don't think they fuck anymore, but they're fucked up. And that's why we have our T-shirt here.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can.
Hey, politicians.
See if I can find this one.
Who the fuck?
He did one. He did one last. He did one last week, and I was like watching it in bed, and I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing because it's one of the funniest fucking things I've you know. I mean, it's just the passion he has for slagging people off is just. It's fucking beautiful. It's like Paulie Walnuts talking about the news. Let's see, where was it? Oh, come on. Bear with me now. Bear with me. Fuck it. Trends Journal. 1 second. Let me fucking try and find this lad. I think it was this one. No, maybe not.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
The Judge. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. It's so fucking good. Like what he always says about Mitch McConnell. Is this the one? I think this is the one. The old computer's getting slow.
Feeding your kid crap. Can't understand why everybody blimped out. Listen, if I get elected, I want a fat tax. The more you weigh, the more you pay. I don't want to pay for your blimpitis. And again, all the talk about
it is this one.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 61% of the 1 to 17-year-olds who were hospitalized were obese. Can't figure it out. Oh, you mean the people that were dying from COVID, type 2 diabetics, people suffering from respiratory ailments, obesity? Don't talk about good health. You are banned. You are not allowed to speak about natural healing. Again, one of the books I've written, along with international bestseller, Trends 2000, my favorite, which Zizzy gave Honey Boy. You still could get that one at trendsjournal.com.
Oh, maybe
we're all selling, huh? Oh, this is in the Cartoon News Network. Front page story. They took blockbuster drug for weight loss and diabetes. Now their stomachs are paralyzed. Why, that's misinformation. How dare you say anything about the drug dealers? The FDA approved it. The scumbags in the revolving door, like that fucking prick who was the head of the FDA in the tobacco part and got a job with Philip Morris. It's one revolving door. Not only there, look at the guy that's playing our defense secretary, Lloyd Austin. What was his last job? Oh, he sat on the board of directors of Raytheon, the second largest defense contractor. So there you got it. Blockbuster drugs for weight loss.
See, every episode
journal showing where
has
it's
a
going
sweet
and
rant.
why.
I'm just trying to.
So now, when interest rates go down, the dollar goes about 82.30 something a barrel for number one supply. Glenn calls it, and take you to war. And war is heating up. So that's just some of them on the and the spotlight with the big.
Where is it? There's one I saw last week, man. I really want to show you because it's just so fucking funny. Is it? No, it's not that one. Could be this one. I think it's this one. I promise you, it'll be worth it for the shit that it comes out with. Like, you think to yourself, this is free. You can watch this lad anytime. Whereas, like, imagine
if it had gained the 14th day,
here we go.
Today, it would have tied its record winning streak going back to 1897. Shows you how the fucking thing is rigged. Anyway, the news all has to do with the Fed raising interest rates.
There's a picture where he gets
points, as we said
here we go.
to do.
This is it. This is so good, right?
Won't find anywhere else.
This is so good.
It's we're giving you everything that you can't get anywhere else. End of story. And also hit the subscribe button and get more people to follow us. The more people we have, spread the word about peace, freedom, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, and entrepreneur opportunities.
Get ready for this.
The better off we all are. All right. What else? The central bank, Christine Lagarde, the former head of the
Here we go.
IMF, and now the head of the bankster over there. Could you imagine believing the fucking shit spewing out of these shitheads' mouths? How fucking stupid can you be? How fucking stupid can you be? It's one big club and you ain't in it, and it's a club of fucking freaks.
The slime
Hey, did you
ball
see what just
club.
happened to Diane Not So Feinstein? Yeah. Her she couldn't speak at the Congress. She didn't know what the fuck to say today. She's out of her fucking mind. Mitch McConnell, poof. They got a stroke yesterday. Look at this fucking guy. Look at this fucking clown. How fucking stupid, how fucking ballless, how gutless can you be to swallow the shit spewing out of the fucking mouth of these fucking clowns? Calm down, Celente. Be a coward like the rest of us. Be a gutless piece of fucking freak shit and let them steal your money and tell you what to do. Close down your business.
Cheers to most.
We're still in school. Obey or be punished.
He's
Now
not
gotten
wrong.
out of fucking kindergarten. We still got the fucking kindergarten teachers telling us what to do. And I ran away from kindergarten. That's right. PS 76, Spirit of 76. That's what I went to in the Bronx. And I crossed the Boston Post Road at 4.5 years old to escape fucking kindergarten. I hated every fucking day of school of my life. And I amounted to nothing. Anyway, speaking at a news conference, European Central Bank Christine Lagarde, Ms. Fachabrut, said, quote, our assessment of data will tell us whether and how much ground we have to cover. Oh, yeah? Hey, fuckface. You know the shithead that was spewing out, you just started raising interest rates last July, a year ago, that there was no fucking inflation. And calling people like Trends Journal full of shit when we said, no, this inflation's real. It was only temporary and transitory, according to her and Yellen. Oh, if only women were in charge. Yellen.
Yeah, I've got to knock that on the head in case YouTube fucking do me again for showing other people's stuff. But other people are getting away with it, so I don't know. That time we were watching the Blood In, Blood Out, or whatever the fuck it was called, the Vatos Locos. I mean, that was shaping up to be such a comedy night of absolute fantasy. But unfortunately, And that's the other thing is like since I got like 2 quick successive strikes, I think maybe they should be both finished now. I'm not too sure, but it's just annoying having to have so many, or have to be like careful about what I put up for fear that the scummy algorithms of these fucking assholes are gonna try and like ruin the party palace on a Friday night. But you know what? If I ever get my hands on them, a massive novelty dildo is going right up there. Fucking keister. Up that. Yeah, so I'm very fucking tired tonight. Energy levels below. My fucking brain is turned to cheese. Hanging out with Gerald Celente. Chilling like a breeze. Elon Musk is a bit weird. What the fuck is he at? Oh, his Twitter, he made it better, but then it's full of twats. It always will be, baby. It always will be, baby. It's one big fucking psyop. I waste so much time on this platform. It's taking away my youth. Oh, yeah. But it's so addictive, baby. So addictive, baby. Addictive and annoying at the same time. Amanda gets banned regularly on social media. She cannot be harsh with it anymore. She's even been warned here on the comment section. Fair play to Amanda for talking sense. You know, I don't understand about YouTube, right? So like TikTok, Instagram, and all these other platforms where you got stupid, fucking wanky, gobshite videos of that Lady Gaga slag, satanic fucking slag. You know, it's okay to use all those songs, but if you go playing any songs yourself, doing covers, can't do that. Like if I was to do this, right? If I was to go, made a meal and threw it up on Sunday. I got a lot of things to know. Said I would and I believe in one day. Before my heart starts to burn. Fuck your censorship. Shove it up your ass. You know, it's I think if you're covering something on an instrument, fair enough. You're doing your own cover of it. you know. But no, I can't do that. You have to share whatever you make revenue wise has to go to these record companies, and you know, it's like basically, I made a series. You might have seen it, the Hardy Books, and it's like, take it, do whatever you fucking want with it. Like if you Google the hashtag of like how many hashtags it has on TikTok alone, it's like fine, people are making money out of the content. I'm like, the amount of fucking films and music I downloaded legally, give a little, take a little, you know. So it would be hypocritical of me to do that, but it annoys me the way YouTube is like, no, BMG, Sony Music Brasilia. What the fuck is the story with Sony in Brazil? Why do they own stuff like Stand By Me by Oasis, for example? Not that I know they do, but you know, there'd be some asshole ready to, yeah, give us the money. You know what I mean? Stephanie was cool before fame, Gaga, says Missy. Yeah, it's fucking, you know, there's an awful like that fucking Marina Abramovich one, like weird shit going on there, man. Weird, spooky, fucking Epstein's temple, bizarre shit. Spooky, sick, demonic, twisted. Ooh, scummers. You know what they need? That up their arses. Do an awful lot of talking about arses. I'm sorry about that. It's just one of those days. It seems to be one of the funniest thing to just write on the old Twitter. But I really don't have an awful lot. I've said this like 7 times. I really don't know what the fuck to say. I mean, if someone can just, we'll get another 15 minutes of chat, and then I'm gonna sling me hook because it's been a long day living in Stockholm. There's a freeway running through the yard. Call in. You want to call in, Jack lad? If someone wants to call in, fucking call in. But I ain't gonna be here all night. Brett has got to be up in the morning. But if anyone wants to jump in for a fast chat, jump in and we'll have the crack. And you better be good crack, whoever you are. You better be fucking good crack, man. Please be good crack. Fucking counting on you, man. Fucking need to be good crack. I heard the birds are suing Elon for excluding them from once was Twitter. Ever see the film Holy Mountain? Asks adult-orientated rock. Holy Mountain, you've been there too long in the Himalayas. What's becoming of me? Ride the tiger. You can see his stripes, but you know he's clean. The Holy Mountain, interesting. What is it? What is the synopsis? A Christ-like figure wanders through bizarre, grotesque scenarios filled with religious and sacrilegious imagery. He meets a mystical guide. A corrupt, greed-fueled world. A powerful alchemist leads a messianic character and 7 materialistic figures to the Holy Mountain, where they hope to achieve enlightenment. Alejandro Jodorowsky's The Holy Mountain. Any good? Is it 7 out of 10? Interesting. Fair bit of tit action in it, is there, by looks of thing? Strange, man. Very strange. What was the vibe of it there? I'd say some boys were really dropping the old acid. We got two ringers in the mix. We got
Yo, how's it going?
How we getting on, boys?
Grand yourself?
Not too
I
bad.
think-
Fucking hanging in there, man. Hanging in there.
You hear this song by Dimitri here? That never happens.
Hey, I met your cousin Grady here last week. Hey,
And lonely tomorrow. Do you know the tune by Dimitri?
what? Which one was that?
You know that song? And we'll all sing along. You know, like and nothing ever happens. Nothing happens at all. The needle returns the start of the song, and we'll all sing along like before. And
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
all be lonely tonight and lonely tomorrow.
Voice of an angel. Tell me this. What about them?
No, it's on 90. I'm listening to a 90s absolute radio. 90s on the radio.
Oh, I see.
Good
Multitasking.
stuff.
Indeed.
What's the crackdown here? Lovely sunset job there. Hey, lovely sunset job.
Where's the face? I can't see any face. I can only see the face of the old. It's like it's like the planets are all kind of converging together at the same time.
Which one's this? Mine? I sure have
Yeah.
no camera
Yeah.
on my PC.
No
Why,
worries.
uh,
No worries.
Do you think
Huh?
you're on the radio? We're on television here.
Oh yeah, no, I've no what's it, camera at all. So. I
Are you in
have to
Belmullet? No.
Huh?
Are you in Belmullet?
Yeah.
Mullet.
Oh, yeah, well, that's it.
I was gonna fucking say to you boys. What the fuck was it? Fucking wrecked. It's the most like.
What's the eyes are
Right.
falling out of you?
Sorry.
The eyes are falling out of you.
Yeah, it's like it's the most low energy I've been in a long time. But
Oh,
all work and no play makes me a
do
boring
you see what happened to
bastard.
that Gonzalo Lira fella?
Go on, tell us, because I heard
If you go on
something.
his YouTube there, he was there recording himself 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers away from the Hungarian border, and basically he's telling the story where he got captured by the SBU, and basically he was put in prison. Basically, the SBU probably bribed the gangs with cigarettes to beat the shit out of him for his money, and then he got out. Then when he got out, he was out on bail. So they nicked $70,000 off him. So he had 100,000 in PayPal. They took half it out, and then they let him go. Well, out on bail. So you
So
can't.
how did they get the money out of him? Did they?
They basically tortured him. Not the prison guards, but the prisoners. But they were like kind of bribed to or forced to. And it's on his YouTube. If you go onto his YouTube, he has 3 videos out explaining the whole lot. And he went to the Hungarian border. I say if he gets captured again, it's most likely going to be dead. And
Well, the thing is, did he live stream himself going to the Hungarian border?
he live stream himself 5 kilometers away from the Hungarian border.
Like, you see, the what a rational person would have done in a situation like that was A, get the fuck out of Ukraine when the bombs start dropping. B, don't be talking shit about this gnarly regime while you're living there. And C, if you've already been beaten up and robbed by hard shots in jail, why the fuck do you announce that you're 4 kilometers away from the border before you reach the border?
I presume he knew he was going to get caught at the border anyway, so he's just going. It's basically last message before he gets captured again and sent to prison.
Did he get past the border?
No, sources says he got captured at the border.
And was there a fella from like a Putin, like a fella on the opposite side of Putin's mindset? Was his prison sentence extended? I thought I heard that in the news, like a 12 years extension, and he did nothing wrong in the first place. I know. I just heard that somewhere. I don't know where the fuck was it.
Probably could be him.
It's some fella that's kind of the opposite mindset of Putin in Russia, and had a sentence extended, and for obviously no reason, because he shouldn't be in prison in the first place. But it's kind of like it's where democracy falls down, like where you kind of want to control the whole lot of the world. Anyone that has got an alternative view gets imprisoned, and then you find another way to keep them in prison a bit longer. Like that girl from America, Brittany Grinder, the basketball player who had a small amount of cannabis, and she's in jail for like a few months. Like it was complete and utter. It was complete crap. They only kept her in jail so they could have a situation where they could get their own people out, as like let her out.
They got the gun runner back. What's his name?
Yeah. Like what happened was they replaced like the people they got out of prison in placement for her were actual criminals, where she wasn't a criminal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was kind of like you were.
Well, she did technically brought weed to a country where weed is.
Yeah, but it was minuscule amount. Like, it was a really nothing event. Like, but they made such a big deal of it. But they managed an awful lot of real criminals out of the jails on the back of it. Like, you know, it seems America have to bow the back to Russia way more than Russia have to do it the other way around.
I was going to say, Dwayne, just before you continue on there, it says here some guy called Elliot Higgins writes, Gonzalo Lira made the genius decision to announce he was planning to flee Ukraine while on bail, and unsurprisingly, it appears he's been arrested. That's the sort of thing you should avoid posting for likes before you've actually done it.
I'd imagine that would kind of make a small bit of sense.
If you go on his YouTube channel, you just type in Gonzalo Lira on YouTube. It's like the first 3 results show up. Like,
but I suppose though, if he announces it before he escapes, it gives him more street cred when he actually managed to achieve it. But then again, if he doesn't manage to achieve it, then it kind of falls back on top of its own initiative in the first place. You know what I mean?
The way you explain it, basically, you were saying, I feel I won't get captured anyway. Might as well let everyone know if you get captured, what happens.
But like, if you're going to say now, if you think you might get away with it and might get a free, say if you're in a situation where you're kind of under pressure and it's 50-50 whether you get away or not, by announcing it, it makes you look cooler if you get to the other side. But if you fail, it makes you look like a fool because you've announced your plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ronnie Sullivan on a snooker table, if he says, after potting 3 reds and 3 blacks, I'm going to go for a 1-4-7. And he actually achieves it. It makes it sound cooler than actually if he'd done it without actually acknowledging it. You know, it's sometimes arrogance is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I get
as long as it achieves its goal. But if it doesn't achieve its goal, it sounds fucking pathetic.
Basically, if you're in Russia, you don't want to talk against Putin. If you're in Ukraine, you don't be talking against the Zelensky regime, or you just be taken away. That's what happens in wartime usually, isn't it?
Well, definitely, yeah. You have to be careful in them sort of situations. Is that war going to be a long-term situation?
Oh, yeah, I say that's going to be definitely long-term war.
Are you talking 5-10 years? Are you talking like what many years are you talking?
I say, I don't know. I wouldn't know how long this war would last, but probably be in the years at this point.
It'll probably be 5 anyway, I'd say.
Yeah.
Russia aren't making any major gains, and Ukraine are hardly their country for free. Like, you're gonna have to get seismic. You're gonna have to achieve serious goals to even let Ukraine even think about kind of like a situation where you broker a deal. Like, you wouldn't broker a deal. Like, even if, like, what are you going to say? Oh, you can have a quarter of my country. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, unless Ukraine get the full extent of the whole country, there won't be any deal given at all. And they're not making many gains anyway. So
I remember when the invasion started off, I said to myself, if Russia doesn't take over Ukraine at least in 5 months, it's going to be a long, buggy war.
And that's what it is going to be. It'll probably be. It should be at least 5. I'd say 5 years at least.
Yeah, probably something like that. It's going to be not a forever war.
They're defending themselves well. In all fairness, Ukraine, they are defending themselves well.
Yeah, well, for
the reason why Putin invaded
for a population. Well, for a small. Well, Ukraine's technically the second largest country in Europe, but still.
But it's a big enough. It's a big enough area. Like it's a lot easier to defend a big area than to attack a big area.
Yeah. It's a bit. What's it called? The breadbasket of Europe.
Yeah,
Russia wants
a lot of
things Russia wants. And sure, obviously you want Ukraine. Sure, obviously Ukrainians have the right to fight. You know.
That's why we can't even buy a fucking bit of loaf now, or a brown loaf, or a white loaf for fucking half the price. We're getting fucking absolutely assaulted. The prices.
You know what's crazy there? The price of fuel was actually cheap enough there a few weeks ago there. Well, not for a month ago or 2. I remember it was like actually went down 149 for fuel. It was like
they never passed
back up again.
You see, the thing about it is the government would know the prices are gone down, but they never pass on the reduction to the consumers. Like, we'd always get fully
not at all.
But I do hear a lot of things. Well, I know there's a few battalions in Ukraine before the war started in 2018. They were trying to overthrow Zelensky. It was the Azov's battalion, and there's another battalion that was trying to overthrow. Then obviously when Russia invaded, they left those plans after. So even if once Ukraine do say, let's say Russia pulls out, let's say that regime's going to collapse by a coup in Ukraine anyway. Just I see a lot talk on these Telegram chats about all these, but they don't want to do it because they're in the war at the moment. But seeing back in 2018, there was an attempted coup against Zelensky. So there are Ukrainians who don't like Zelensky, but obviously have to bear with him when Russia's invading.
Do you think that the people that are anti-Zelensky would a Russian control of the country? Like,
no,
do you think they actually go on?
No, they don't want Russia either. They're totally against Russia, but they're against Zelensky too. But they're baring their teeth at the moment.
Why do you think? Why do you think that Zelensky has? Why have they got a problem with Zelensky? Has he done anything in the past that?
He's basically like a foreign ruler, pretty much like a puppet state for. That's a lot, because a lot of times when you see Ukraine be talking about, everyone's thinking they're actually behind Zelensky, but it's actually a good out the population that don't like Zelensky either, but they have to bear their teeth because they're going against Russia. But I have a feeling it's a complicated mess. It's not like a black and white situation. It's like it's a grey situation in Ukraine. There's people who do not like Zelensky either in Ukraine, but they have to grit their teeth and just come together and go against Russia.
Life is like, nothing is black and white in life. Yeah. There's always alternative opinions, but people aren't allowed to express their opinions in different areas of the world.
Yeah, sure.
When you start expressing opinions, you ruin the never-ending supply of good times for a small crowd of people at the top. And what's been going on in Ukraine's been going on for years, and it pisses me off. These fucking idiots who, before this conflict happened, had no idea of anything to do with Ukraine, and then just because the news, all the news channels, mainstream media are connected, they're all basically singing from the same hymn sheet, and it's just like it's fucked up. And then you see all the shit that's coming out with Burisma and Hunter Biden and whatnot, and you're kind of thinking.
So, I guess like the war had already started months before it was being criticized by the media.
Sure, that war started back in 2014, technically.
They're kind of exacerbating like a situation that had already started, and when it suits their agenda, they'll talk about it. But when it doesn't suit their agenda, they won't even discuss it. Like, it's kind of ignored. Like COVID. Like when it suits them to keep everyone in the house and locked up, they'll talk about every day. Oh, there's 694 cases today, and then there's probably fucking 890 cases yesterday. But they won't talk about it because it doesn't suit their agenda, because they don't want to talk about it anymore. They want to ignore the situation.
It's cases. So what? Fucking cases. When all that shit kicked off, I was hook, line, and sinker in the beginning. I'd be checking the worldometer. It was like the Premier League table getting towards the spicy bit around March. Do you know what I mean? I was like, fuck, America now taking the lead. Whoa. And then later on, you're like, hang on a minute, this seems something's not right here. Like,
I was glad when I was still alive around March.
Yeah, exactly. Thought it was going to be like Outbreak featuring Morgan Freeman, Donald Sutherland, and Justin Hoffman.
The scaremonger.
Flanagan says, anyone seen that peace agreement that Ukraine and Russia signed like a year ago? Very few concessions, and Boris made them nix it. Of course they did. Fucking man, I'm telling you, they have.
What's the story of Biden? Is he going to drop off soon, or what's happening with him? Because he's literally like going around as a zombie at the moment.
Literally drop off or do his seat.
I'd say, like, it's hard to know what's going on there, because it's not just him. You've got fucking Clinton in the background there, and other fuckers, neoliberal
strings.
Yeah, there's a lot of string pullers going on, I'd say in his time he did some greasy stuff, and he wielded a lot of power.
Oh yeah.
Shield the belly castle by. Let's just say, fuck the current thing. I'm about the next thing. Catch up, good lads.
That's it. What's the next thing?
Yeah, Biden's going to retire in Ballina. He's going to be fishing in the Ridge Pool.
I heard the reason why Putin invaded Ukraine was because he never recognized it as a separate authority. Anyway, he kind of thought it was part of the Soviet Union anyway. So he thought, I'm invading my own area. Like Ukraine doesn't exist. It's like I'm invading my own jurisdiction. That's what I heard. Now I don't know.
It wasn't so much. Right, okay, so basically there was the coup in 2014 that was very much invested in by Western intelligence, CIA, and those kind of guys.
Oh, it's the CIA.
Yeah, USA Aid was in there, and propping up opposition. George Soros, Goldfarb, and there was. Basically, it was bad for American business that the economic powerhouse that is Europe was getting infinite cheap gas from Russia. So if Russia and Europe had come together as one full bloc, that would be full spectrum dominance. If they militarily and economically traded and came and coalesced as one huge bloc, that would have been detrimental for the current world rules-based order.
Can that be said? Can that be said on YouTube?
Yeah, no. So basically, what it was a great way of driving the wedge between the Eastern, Western Europe and the East was. Obviously, it's a very fertile place, and BlackRock and all those guys have their hands in there, and Monsanto probably because it's such fertile soil and there's a lot of minerals there and whatnot. But the basically the eastern half, like it's a very diverse, it's a very large nation. So there's a lot of different cultures that live there. You have the Banderites who are far right nationalists up in primarily in the northwest. Then you have like pro-Russians in the east, and then down the south. I guess you got like Odessa and Mariupol, and there's a lot of different sentiments there. But in 2014, after this coup, the breakaway states, Luhansk, Donetsk, and Donbass, those people wanted to break free. And look, Russia was pumping soldiers and weapons into that area, as were NATO were training up and arming them. So I think basically Putin went in there because he saw the fact the West were using Ukraine as a proxy army, and they were armed to the teeth right on their doorstep. And maybe he just went in as a preemptive strike. I don't know what the fucking crack was. I can't say for sure, but it's fucked up. Happened. And the fact that they scuttled that peace agreement in April last year, Boris Johnson, the fat pig prick, went over there, and now you have a lot of more dead men and women. You have hundreds of thousands of now dead young men. Like Ukraine as a nation isn't going to recover from this.
Yeah,
they've lost
not for a long time anyway.
Neither will either.
Well, Russia, it's going to be, obviously there's a lot of dead Russians as well. It's like probably about 600,000 dead at least.
It's an awful kind of like traumatizing sight to see so many young lives getting destroyed over a war that should never.
The murderous psychopath over money and power.
It's actually disturbing to look at.
It is. What's even more disturbing, right? You know why I always. It's the publicity that Ukraine uses, like sticking the finger up to the battleship and having a postage stamp ready to go, and all these fucking NAFO cocksuckers who are making memes like a guy died, was eaten by a shark, so they decided to you want to see these clowns, like what they look. They're fucking nerds, man. They're weird, lonely fools who are basically getting together for the cause of a place they didn't fucking know anything about 18 months ago. you know,
They
and
don't
I
even know where
think
to point on the map. They won't even know where to point it on the map.
No, they wouldn't. A lot of them wouldn't. You know, it's just like I said before, it's like a death cult. They celebrate the death of these soldiers who are going to look. I don't like. I'm pro peace. You know, and I'm ardently pro humanity, pro peace. And when I see people being fucking systematically slaughtered needlessly to serve the fucking will of people who aren't even affected by the war, that live thousands of miles away, it's fucking. I just want people to wake the fuck up. You try and talk sense to some of these people, and you know they'll just come up with a standard. There can be peace when Russia goes home. It's basically it's like climbing up a fucking mountain and you're nearly at the peak and be like, all right, let's fuck this. Let's turn around, go home. It's psychologically that they're not just going to fucking waste a whole load of lives and give up. They're going to stay there until whatever the objective is has been reached. And if they can't beat Ukraine, it's going to turn into a stalemate. You know,
Yeah.
and look, I don't want anyone fucking. I don't want any more. I don't want one more person killed. It's a fucking travesty, and I think there's going to be a whole lot more.
I feel just as sorry for the Russian soldiers as I do for the Ukrainian soldiers, because they're being led into a war that they probably don't even want to be involved in any in the first place, and it's very sorry. There's serious casualties on the Russian side as well, like, and they don't even want to be involved in this war. Just they have no choice but to get involved. What can they do? It's serious.
All those people who support Ukraine with their Ukrainian flags. Okay, if you're so supportive of Ukraine, go over there and help them and fight.
Yeah, you know what? I really want to see these people having to be rounded up and sent off. Just go, fucking go. You know what I mean? Like these fucking keyboard warriors, go round them up and fucking send them off, because I'm sure they're needed badly over there.
Yeah.
Because if you're not for peace, you can fuck off in my book. You know what I mean? It's like you think of every one of those people that have been killed had families on both sides, families, friends. Like, can you imagine, like our town, Dwayne? Yeah, imagine if if Ireland found itself drafted into this fucking war, which the likes of Micheál Martin and these wankers are trying to get us. Yeah, we'll send the Irish over as cannon fodder to fight a fucking bullshit war that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
And imagine then all of a sudden, you know, all it takes is the same kind of rhetoric as, you know, hit the young people, because young people, they're idealistic, they don't understand. It's very much black and white when you're younger, and that's why
you manipulated as a young person. Like you're easily more easily controlled as a young person. Like it's easier to control a 20-year-old than it is to control a 40-year-old.
Yeah, of course it is. Like I look at kids, like, you know, how they react to trinkets. You know, like oh, you've got to get the latest shoes, or you're not cool, or you've got to.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're not fucking mentally developed to a sufficient level until you're 25, and it's only then you start kind of understanding how the world works.
All the brands and all that, you know, it's all a con job. It's all a con job.
Yeah,
but you don't realize that until you get a bit older. But
can you imagine, Dwayne? Yeah, like you imagine if there was like 1,200 lads from the Swinford diaspora went out and got killed, how much of a knock-on effect generationally that will have going forward.
It'd be huge. It'd be massive. Are you comparing that like to Ukrainian kind of smaller towns where a lot of individuals are passing away, and these towns can't be replenished? Like these towns are actually going to have to feel this effects for such a long period of time going forward. Yeah,
I mean, there's fucking industrial slaughter happening over there at the moment. You know, it's
like literally it's like World War I over there now at the moment. It's like,
it's trench warfare at the moment. Trench warfare with drones. So basically, you're in trenches, and they're dropping fucking grenades out of drones, or they're raining down artillery, precision artillery, while you're hiding in, or else it's fucking hand-to-hand combat through mazes. And these lads are fucking, it's a fucking brother war. You know what I mean? It's like,
at the end of the day, in the 1916 Rising, once Porrick Pierce and Tom Clark seen the devastation it was causing to the civilians around Dublin City and the amount of civilians who were losing their lives, they called it into the war. They knew they probably would have preferred to lose their lives in a war battle rather than walking out and getting shot, on a seat. But they could not see any more loss of life in the Dublin City area. There was way too many civilians passing away, and Porrick Pierce and Thomas Clark said, enough is enough. We cannot look at any more of our Dublin people dying in the middle of a war that they'd never signed up for. Do you know what I mean? Like in Ukraine, they're actually targeting blocks of flats where they're not. That's not a war target. Like how is that going to win the war?
Who's targeting flats?
Huh?
Who's targeting flats?
The Russians are targeting flats in Ukraine.
Yeah, but you know what the Ukrainians are doing as well.
Why do you think the Ukrainians kind of doing similar?
Both sides.
Yeah, both. Like basically, I had a discussion with a Swedish woman here a year and a half ago when it happened. They're putting military hardware inside residential areas. It's basically using them as human shields. It's like I saw a video the other day of this American guy who went over there and he said the NATO and Ukrainian lads were using a cathedral as a base, and the Russians are they're not going around indiscriminate. Like it's not like with Blitzkrieg with the Germans in World War II when they went east, where they basically just blitzkrieged everything, just bombed the shit out of everything, and advanced. Like they're not they're not carpet bombing. Like Bakhmut, for example, is fucking leveled because it turned into a war zone where basically the Russians. I mean, and I'm not taking sides, but from what I gather, the Russians are moving people out as they go in as well. Look, it's like I'm not fucking on anyone's side here, but I just don't. It's just like the fog of war.
I have heard the alternative opinion as well. I talked to people who actually take the Russian side. I have discussed it with people, and it was just I was sitting in the car there one day, and I was on the way home from I don't know where I was going, but the radio was on, and it said a lady and her daughter passed away because there was a shelling bombing in Ukraine on a particular building. I don't know, maybe there was no warning involved before it actually happened, but a young girl and her mother passed away, and I assumed it was from Russian shelling of buildings that they probably shouldn't have shelled because it wasn't a war target. Like, but I suppose the same thing could happen the other way around, but we mightn't hear about it. I don't know. That's all I heard.
You wouldn't hear from it.
It was a bit.
You wouldn't hear.
It was a bit dark. It was a bit dark.
Yeah, but I tell you wouldn't hear the contrary on Western media. You wouldn't hear it because it doesn't suit the narrative.
Also, which media?
But I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying, like, it's a bit desperate when a woman and her daughter passes away in a building that is not. It cannot possibly be a war target.
Yeah, it's sad, and there's been a lot of it happening. But when you consider that for the scale of this war, the actual size of the country that the war is taking place in, there has tragically been loss of life, but not on a huge scale. Look at when America bombed Vietnam. Look at there was Operation Linebacker, where 2 weeks they basically flew B-52 after B-52 over what's the name of what's the capital of Vietnam again?
Vietnam.
Ho Chi Minh.
You're asking the wrong man.
Was it Ho Chi Minh was capital city?
I was interested in the Vietnam War one night, and I said, why did that war start? And apparently the Google says it was because it was an anti-communist move. They were scared of communism taking over over a certain.
Ho Chi Minh, I think, isn't it?
Ho Chi Minh, yeah.
I
was
interested because
Kennedy didn't want to go into Vietnam. Kennedy didn't want to go in And when Kennedy was taken out, Lyndon Johnson said, "Yeah, in we go, lads." And what you had was 58,000 Americans dead and 300,000 Vietnamese killed. And for what?
Just to pull out. That Kennedy assassination is definitely an inside job. Definitely CIA type of.
Well, the reckon was it was always reckoned to be an inside job. They reckon it was their own men that shot Kennedy.
What's his name again? The lad. What was the lad to blame again? What's his name? Oswald, isn't it? Or
P. Harvey Oswald.
Oh yeah, Harvey Oswald. He was obviously shooting at Kennedy, but all the shots missed. If you listen to the video, you hear a second shot when he fires, and plus where he was, where the bullet hit Kennedy was pretty much impossible for what would happen with the head blown away. Obviously with the magic bullet theory too.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, like, if you start throwing in multiple theories, it's like me when I bloody forgot my PIN code. It's like, oh, but wait, you know, and it's like basically, you know, like the Kennedy thing, like he was taken out. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Fucking no doubt. And it was taken out for multiple reasons.
It shows you that democracy doesn't really actually work in America if you just pop a president like that.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know what, like, I mean, Trump, whether you fucking like him or dislike him or love him or loathe him, like what they're doing to him at the moment is
it's a political assassination.
Yeah, and it's just like
I presume they don't want to pop him because if they shoot him, it makes it too obvious. Like,
that's going down.
They got away with it, and if just like pop Trump, it'd be too much on the nose at that point. But they're just doing it a different way. Let's put him in prison. What about Hillary Clinton? She has so much stuff on her. She even had emails leaked. Not even a whiff of a sentence. Here's Trump again. Everything thrown at him. The book, the whole table.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. Then you got like fucking herpes-ridden fools like Michael Rappaport losing his shit over Trump. It's so fucking weird, man. You know, it's like that.
Seeing it, yeah.
What the fuck's the story there? Like, what was this? It was hilarious to see Oliver Stone reject Biden and feeling regrets. What happened there, Sean? I had a look. It's all fucked up anyway. What happens when you go back to your ex? Lol. We already dated Trump as president. Yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know. It's like it doesn't matter who gets in. Like their cards are marked from day one.
Yeah.
To get in.
The moment they get in,
it's so rotten from the inside. Like the whole Western world is. I look at this crack in Niger, like where basically they're like, fuck off, France. You're basically taking all our minerals and we get nothing in return. And like I put something up about Gaddafi the other day being a legend until Western scumfucks murdered him.
Oh yeah,
and that was a very popular tweet. Some people were like, "Oh, what about this? What about that?" And it was like, "Yeah, look at hypernormalization by Adam Curtis, and that explains quite a lot." Like Lockerbie wasn't him, I don't think, and he said that his son apparently said that he had to claim he had involvement in it so they would lift the sanctions against him.
Yeah, well, they done in Libya. They basically fucked up the entire country, just getting rid of Gaddafi.
Yeah, and it's like where's all your Black Lives Matter people?
Yeah.
When you're getting sub-Saharan African men being sold in slave markets for $400 a piece. Where's the outrage? Because it was the same fucking people who were using racial division to further their own agenda. That they were the same entities who were pushing that narrative that basically caused that shitstorm.
Yeah. Oh, do you see that? What's that thing came out there in South Africa? What's
they
his
were
name?
the same entities.
What's it? The
Shitstorm.
Oh, do you see? I'm hearing somebody mic playing stuff again. No, you see what happened in South Africa where what's his name? The leader of the Communist Party was going around shouting, "Kill the Boer, or kill the farmer."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, you have people there. Oh, he doesn't mean literally, and literally on an interview he might do it. He said so. I don't know what. And it's poor our African farmers. What they're going to do, like defend themselves. That's the only thing they can really do at the moment.
You know, the thing is, like, look, shit happened in the past. You know what I mean? And if it's like, all we can do in the present is be like, do you want to move on? Do you want to live in a world where grudges are kept, or do you want to be like, okay, fucking clemency and forgiveness and you know, move on forward and try and build trust again? You know, that's basically, is it something that humanity, you know, it's like, of course bad shit happened, but like generations previous don't have anything to do with a lot of the time of the current generation. It's like, you know, like all this fucking shoot the ball and all that. It's like,
it's
fucking work together, lads. Do you know what I mean? But you know, when
I know this person who I don't have contact with him anymore, but he lived in South Africa, and he told me just a few years ago, and he told me he lives on the farm. He owns the farm. It basically he basically had to do military training, and there's sheets of metal he places around the field. Now the sheets of metal is only like sheets, you know, you usually see on top of a shed, and he puts them there to pretend there's cover. So when people do attack his farm, they hide behind the sheets, and he told me this thing. He says it shoots through him, like, but he says one day he says he got attacked nearly every night. A bunch of dudes come up in a Toyota, drop off, go with machetes, guns, and the whole lot, and attack his farm. But he defended each time with his community. But this is a few years ago. And
some of the stories I've heard that happened to some of these farming families, I mean, it's fucking disgusting. Some of the stuff, like what was happened to them, like people being fucking boiled alive in a bath, and just really heinous shit. Like, it's you know, it's not right.
I've seen a lot of heinous stuff. I've seen too where they hang up the whole family upside down, and they're all basically butchered, like, and because they're just farmers and they were mind their own business, and basically they came in, tore the place down, hang up everyone upside down, and basically butchered them down the spot. And it's unreal stuff that's happening in South Africa, and what the media doesn't barely cover it. Doesn't cover that stuff at all.
No, see, our media is it doesn't tell the truth. It's deceitful, and I think they're losing credibility.
Yeah.
And
I think the average young person, I know anyway, don't trust the media now. It's only
like the thing is, it's like if you found someone that you trusted has betrayed you, why would you believe them when it comes to other serious things? And that's the same thing with the media. Like, I mean, their job is there to distract and lie, you know, to keep people in a state of ignorance and fear. And one of the best things I ever did, like when I stopped watching TV, yeah, sure, I probably watched some other fucking stuff that was maybe from alternative media that I might have fallen victim into believing like someone else's agenda. But if you can try and just fucking pursue the truth, no matter how bloody ugly it is, it's like, okay, at least I know what the crack is, like, you know. And at least you're informed. And if you're informed, you know, it's like if you want to build a bridge, it has to be right to the millimeter. And if it's not, the bridge is going to fall down. You're going to have a catastrophic loss of life. And all I can say is this: sing me a song, Mr. Bridgeman. That's about it, really. But I'm gonna have to wrap it up now. Fair play to you. How do you pronounce that?
Oh no, it's a misspelled air. Every time I come on now, I always have to put the name in. Must have typed in wrong.
No worries, lad, man. Thanks for joining us. And Dwayne as well, and the chat. It always comes back, like, you know, a lot of these conversations I have, it's kind of like I haven't really been focusing too much on the comedic side of things, but I don't really feel particularly funny at the moment with some of this stuff.
Yeah. It's all miserable in the world at the moment, isn't it?
It is a bit, and the thing is, the humor that you try and make any fucking jokes out of it, and you got a whole bunch of fucking mouth-breathing, neck-bearded harpies coming at you, trying to fucking give you shite, and it's just like, oh, fuck the lot of you to bits. Men with hairy tits. Cool. I'm gonna have to go to bed, lads and ladies. I'm sorry, it was
I know it was a good chat.
lot.
I hadn't catch up on you in a while now. With the streams. You have noticed that the media only puts out bad news always. There's no such thing as
Good news doesn't sell, man. Good news doesn't sell. That's the thing.
No such thing as white pills and news.
You know that, I mean, to think that there are crazy bastards out there who seem to think that war is exciting and it's going to be great crack, and it's not going to be like that at all. It's
the moment they get out there, I guarantee they're going to change their mind.
And it's like that bullshit we had to go through with the fucking pandemic was bad enough. But imagine you fucking dodging bombs, and like war is basically anything can happen. You know what I mean? It's like when the rule of law breaks down, people start settling scores because there's no law and order anymore, and it's like plausible deniability, and people are getting fucking killed left, right, and center. It's like rationing, and you know, it'd be a fucking nightmare, man. It's the shit people would have to go through on a daily basis, and it's like it's the last thing we want, man. Even if you have a fight with someone, a street fight, it goes past the point of de-escalation, and you know, like even if you come off the better opponent in this fight, you still feel like shit afterwards. You're still injured. And it's like you take that to the macro level where basically people are fucking killing each other in war. It's like that the effects of that on the wider society, it takes a long time to get over. You know, we've had 2 world wars in the last century, and the Vietnam War, and lots of other smaller wars around the world, and it's like the sick thing is there are people out there who make a lot of money from selling instruments of death, and they're in business to stay in business.
Go and run
and fuck them all. But on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, excuse the pun, I'll say goodnight to you all. Thanks very much for coming on, and yeah, hopefully I'll do a day stream maybe tomorrow with the Lizard Man's coming to Stockholm, so we might do a little bit of a stream and have the crack, and hopefully be a bit more and
cheerful.
Yeah, a bit more cheerful, yeah, a bit more energetic for me, really. But lots of love to you all. Thanks very much, and never a fucking dull moment, boys. Never a dull fucking moment. Right, well, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Everyone else, and I'll do a touch now next week, or hopefully maybe tomorrow with the Lizard Man. I'm playing music tomorrow. Entertaining. That's what I fucking do. Hey, that's what I do, and we'll keep you posted. But enjoy your weekend, everybody. Good luck and good bless. Ha ha. Talk cha.